Hello and welcome to another race around Spa. Who doesn't love going to Spa? For the Dragon Racing League, as we are on Season 2, Round 3 in beautiful Belgium. Seems like we're already off to a good start. People getting DQ'd for blocking the pit lane already. As you can see, we have just gotten ourselves underway. Interesting. Welcome everyone. Hayden Rogers, welcome. Hoping for a big race out of you with the Aston Martin. Mishi, hello. Focus, hello. X-Ray Lion, welcome. Chris as well. Thank you all for hopping on in. As you can see, we are just getting our first set of laps underway. Going to keep an eye on those disqualifications. Is not really sure what's going on with that, but we will try and get it all figured out. As, unfortunately, that will it looks like, yep, off to a good start. Fun times. As we can see, we are on with Brodsky as he is heading on their first flying lap. Before we get too in depth, as you can see, we still have 15 minutes of our short qualifying. Oh, looks like we are going to... Oh, no. What is happening? Okay, looks like we are resetting the lobby from that disqualification, so we will, I guess, deal with that. Yes, we will quickly throw up our driver lineup, and we can figure out all of that is going on while we try and get everything organized here. So yes, red flagging it does. Perfect. Okay. Well, as you can see with our driver lineup right now, so we will have pretty much an entire full field. I believe we've got 18 drivers there today that we had on track beforehand. So we will have our two from Red Bull in Boogie and Wolf Okami. We have Red Devil and Mars Bar on our Ferrari. Hayden Rogers running in our Mercedes, Brian Autry and Duchef in the Alpine, Racer X and Knick-Knack Paddywhack in the McLaren. We have Ben and Gunnar in our Alfa Romeos. Hello, Mr. Baseball. We have the Johnny Damon and Ryan McLean in the Aston Martin. Costa and Wolfsburg Tuner in the Haas NEAO, and some good salt in the Alpha Tauri, and Brodsky and Foxy in the Williams. Oops, I didn't mean to type that. Yes, red. As we are going to try and figure this all out as to who's going to do what, where, when, and why. Hello. As yes, everyone is going to retire from this very shortly, and we'll get back underway as we try and figure out reorganizing everything. Mr. Baseball, good to see you. Yeah, we, one of the, I guess, alternate or reserve drivers was able to fill in there, so will be fantastic. And then I guess, yeah. Throw that off, and while we're doing all of this, I'm just trying to see where everybody needs people to be here. As we try and get everyone organized, and I guess while we are doing that, we'll take a quick break, get ourselves all put back together, and enjoy the beautiful sultry sounds of the pit stop, boys.
Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max. Ik mis geen race, heb scheid aan mijn centen. Ik zie Max zijn mooiste momenten. Hij is de king van Barcelona. Rijdt alles zoek van Spa tot Monza. De geur van rubber en smeltend asfalt. Ik juich als Max weer één voorbij knalt. Zijn inhaalacties zijn bijzonder. Het is een baas, een wereldwonder. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1.
Bizar! Fucking bizar! Jaren zit je naar dingen te kijken en te hopen. En daar is hij. Max Verstappen in de laatste bocht in Barcelona. Yo hey! Yo ho!
Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super 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 Max, 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 Super Max, Max. Jarenlang zit je te kijken en te hopen op succes. Zodra je Max ziet racen op de baan, dan denk je yes. Hij is niet te passeren, niemand krijgt het cadeau. Hij is een pure racer, vangt ze op en roept no.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Max is de nieuwe baas.
Hij is de nieuwe baas.
Ja, wij gaan helemaal los.
Hij is de nieuwe bos. Supermax, Supermax, ik ben apetrots. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1. Yo fucking ho, niet meer normaal. Hij is een held en gaat maximaal. Fucking bizar, een fenomeen. Hij gaat naar de top, Max is de nummer 1.
Yo, fucking hell, wat bizar! Ongelooflijk! Sportoverwinningen zijn zo mooi. En deze is de allermooiste die ik in mijn leven gezien heb. Jongen, jongen, jongen.
Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Super Max, Max, Super, Super Max, 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 Left, right, Lando, he is on our side. Left, right, he's an orange knight. Fernando Alonso is back. Fernando Alonso, fighting his way back on track. Fernando is still at the top, a racing machine that will never give up. Fernando just knows how to drive, a legend will always survive. Vamos, Fernando! Vamos, Fernando! Vamos, Fernando! Fernando Alonso, ole! Hey, yo, Fernando! You show us the way to go. You've got power, you've got pace. We still love to see you race. Hey, yo, Fernando, putting on the greatest show. Maybe the best has yet to come. It ain't over till it's done. Vamos, Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso is back. Fernando Alonso, fighting his way back on track. Fernando is still at the top, a racing machine that will never give up. Fernando just knows how to drive, a legend will always survive. Fernando Alonso, Fernando Alonso is back. Fernando Alonso, fighting his way back on track. Fernando is still at the top, a racing machine that will never give up. Fernando just knows how to drive, a legend will always survive. Vamos, Fernando! Vamos, Fernando! Vamos, Fernando! Fernando Alonso, ole!
And we are back once again after a little bit of an incident coming out of pit lane. Seemed like there was a little bit of a crash causing some incidents and people getting disqualified. So we're back going, as you can see, with our first group of laps getting underway. Most people are out on their out lap right now. A couple of people having started their flying lap, as we are on with Brodsky, as he is heading down through En Rouge and onto Radalon before the Camel Strait. Yes, Michu, we are back, thankfully, as he makes his way into Les Combs of 5, 6, and then the nice hard right-hander of turn 7 here. So obviously, being our first driver, he does have purple sector 1. No, that has been usurped by Acosta. Well, we're getting this first group going. We'll quickly take a look at our driver standing. So as you can see, Aaron Coulson in the Alfa Romeo that is holding on to P1 after a win in Austria, as well as a win in Silverstone. I do believe we did not have a stream for that one for last week, as I was sick and I don't think he could get everything working. So unfortunately, nothing for that one, but we are obviously back underway. And then we did have Ferrari in P2 there, with Aiden Rogers, Ben Schultz in 4 and 5, Damon, or the Johnny Damon, in 6, and then we had our 2 McLarens in Racer X and Nick Nack Paddywhack. Reverse ordered on that one. Nick Nack Paddywhack was the driver ahead of them. Yes, we missed you last week. Well, I appreciate it. So yeah, as you can see. And then on the team end of things, we do have Mercedes holding on to P1, Alfa Romeo in P2, Ferrari P3, Aston Martin in 4, McLaren in 5, AlphaTauri in 6, Red Bull Racing in 7, Alpine in 8, Williams in 9, and Haas in P10. As our first laps are starting to come in, Costa with a 1:44.4, currently holding on to P1. As soon as I finish that sentence, Wolf Okami taking over with a 1:44.2, and then Gunnar coming out with a 1:41, 3 seconds faster. Almost 3 seconds faster. That's not usually what you want to see. It's a Haas coming right up on the back there, which is an interesting tactic. Not sure who that was. It looks like that might have been Wolf's. No, it was not Wolfsburg. Unfortunately for Boogie, it looks like he has invalidated his lap. Wolfsburg tuner, as the times start to come in, we can see the 2 McLarens and then Johnny Dim. Some good salt also up there in the 43s. Brian Autry with a 1:49. As well. The Red Devils setting our P1 in that Ferrari with a 1:41.8. Holding on to about a 1/10 of a second. 15 hundredths of a second lead on P1 there. So Hayden Rogers hopping into the pits. We do have Wolfsburg Tuner going to set their fast time, hopping themselves into a P10. As in the pit still as woohoo Salt, yes. Good Salt holding on to P6 right now in that AlphaTauri. Ryan McLean as he is making his way through 5, 6, and there's 7. As Bowie is actually heading him onto the Camel Strait right now. So 2 different spots. They make their way through down into turn 10 for Ryan McLean. We're heading down around turn 11 into turn 12 and 13. We're coming around 14. And then 15 of Paul Frere. Ooh, little slick on the back end there as it goes a little sideways, but he is able to hold on to it as we check in where Boogie B. We do have the caution sector 3, but that is obviously just getting past some slower moving cars at the top. As we head into the very fun bus stop chicane, everyone loves oh so much, where we head down into La Sauce. And we get up into P2 with a fantastic time. So we have 3 people all within less than 0.2 seconds. This is gonna make for some very interesting driving, I think, throughout the entirety of this one as Boogie hops himself up into P8. So we do have a few on their outlaps here. We have Duchef in the Alpine as he is on his outlap, Foxy on their outlap, and, excuse me, Hayden Rogers as he is on his outlap as well. I believe Hayden will be on the first one to get to their fast lap here. And welcome in to everybody who has managed to hop on in today. Feel free to leave us a like, it always helps. As you can see, we have Hayden just quietly, slowly, nice and easy going through as we are going to hop on board for the start of his flying lap and hopefully not curse him as he makes his way through the chicane. Going for that wide exit. So we'll hop on board with the McLaren, or the Mercedes, sorry, as he makes his way through La Sauce. Heading into En Rouge and Radillon. Or heading down the Kemmel Straight, DRS going to open up as you make your way all the way into Les Combes of turn 5 and 6. Heavy brake to keep the rear from sliding out. Take as much curb as you can on the left before getting all the way back to the left, going on to the right after you get there. Then down into turn 8, that heavy downhill braking zone for that kind of fun hairpin before you get onto the right, heading to the left for turn 9. Coming out of there, you have the double ganache. It's very tricky if you get it wrong, as it can spit you right off, and you will get a off track if you go too far. As we head into Les Venges, this double, sort of weird, sort of styled chicane, but not real chicane. And then the hard right of campus on turn 14 before heading to Paul Frere of turn 15. Then you have this long straightaway where it's just absolutely everything you have. With these higher downforce cars compared to a GT3, you do not need to lift in any capacity, it's just pin it down as you make your way through into the bus stop chicane. Again, that very, very heavy braking. It'd be a tricky chicane, as is very almost longer chicane as you head on your way out. DRS open again, and then flying down to the start finish line, and that will put Hayden Rogers into P5. And we can see Foxy they are heading through towards the chicane after getting out of turn 16, and then it's this turn 17 as they head into turn 18, 19 of the chicane. Actually, they are going to head into the pits as we have Duchef flying his way up, into Kemmel Straight. Just under 7 minutes left in this short Qaliy series. As we make our way through turn 8 and into the hard left of turn 9. We're heading down to turns 10 and 11. We're getting down into a campus turn 14, and then this very quick turn 15, and basically flat out, as we do have Duchef having set a purple sector 2, so should be a great lap going right now. as we make our way through turn 17, heading down into the bus stop chicane. The Red Devil setting a new fastest lap with a 1:41.7, as unfortunately Duchev has decided to go into pit lane. And Gunnar, who had set our early fastest lap in that first round, making his way, although I think that, yep, unfortunately, that section right there going to take away as he goes out. I believe this is going to be Knick Knack Paddywhack sitting currently in pit lane. Some good salt, as we can see here. I believe having just finished up into P5. We do have the Johnny Damon making his way through into Sector 3 here, as they head through 16 and 17. As more and more cars are going to be heading into pit lane here to get ready and set up. Not sure what happened there, but I'm assuming we're going into pit lane now. As we see Brodsky, unfortunately having an issue there, as we see Wolf Okami coming as well. We'll hop on with Boogie, as they are on their out lap right now, burning off as much fuel as they can. Or they will get her going. Ooh, predictions on pole. We could. I think I can set that up, although I'll have to take a look. We'll set it up, yeah, coming into our last 3 minutes here. Although, actually, nope, we should do a prediction on pole, but if I click over, it will close the, or it'll pause the window, because for whatever reason, they still haven't figured out how to do that. Yay, EA. As we can see, now underway with Boogie. As we are going to start getting our final grouping of laps in with just over 2 minutes left. Everyone who is wanting to do a final lap probably is going to have to get out pretty quick here, as obviously it's quite a long lap. And if you haven't driven a lap or need to get one more lap in, especially if you're not going to be going full speed the entire time, which most people will not, you're going to want to get going real quick here. Otherwise, you run the risk of losing out on your final run with just over 2 minutes left, as we are heading into the final bits of Qaliy. Boogie having himself a fantastic run as he makes his way through Les Vengees. Let's see how he's doing after Sector 1 here, or Sector 2, sorry. He is improving on his time, 0.2 faster through Sector 2. As we make our way through the final chicane, as he DRS wide open as we make our way through, and he is going to be 0.2 faster, passing up his teammate, getting into a 1:43.599. And then we can see the top 9 all on their out laps. So we're going to have a very, very quick and very congested final section here. As Duchev, I believe, is the only one without a time. Yes, Foxy has gotten themselves into P10. Fortunately, I think Red Devil's got a pretty solid hold on. That's a whole 1/10 of a second. Very, very fast. But we'll see as we get through this last set here. Duchev making his way through the final chicane here and on his way to the start-finish line. And that will pop them into P15. So let's see if the Red Devil is improving. He is 21 thousandths of a second faster. Through Sector 1. And let's see, what's Ryan Autry coming through? Or Ryan McLean, sorry. A 10th faster, so getting pretty close here. As we can see. As we make our way down through the end of Sector 2, it looks like Red Devil Hayden Rogers getting himself up into P4 with his final run. We do get a purple sector 2/10 faster by Red Devil. It looks, let's see, he's about a 10th of a second up through Sector 1. Going through Sector 2 here, still about a 10th of a second up on his own time. Red Devil, however, holding a little more as Knick Knack Paddywhack actually pulls out of nowhere with the fastest lap of a 141.702. Red Devil's going to have some work to do because he does pull off the fastest lap of a 141.4 with Gooner coming up in P3. Lane now having to get a good exit here. Get on that throttle. And we'll see if he is able to. And he does go P2 with a 141.642. The Red Devil will hold on to P1 here. As Costa, our last to finish, does come into P10. So Red Devil with a 141.460 as the best time. And will get themselves onto pole position for our feature race. I think we're just waiting for Dude Chef's car to get put into the garage, and we can then wrap it all up. Maybe. Doesn't seem to want to. There we go. So we will get them started. It'll be Red Devil and Ryan McLean on the first front row, followed by Knick Knack Paddywhack and Gooner, the Johnny Damon and Hayden Rogers, Racer X, Some Good Salt, Brodsky and Costa in 9 and 10, Foxy and Boogie in 11 and 12, Wolfakami and AO in 13 and 14, Dude Chef, Brian Autry in 15 and 16, Wolfsburg Tuner, and Ben Judah in 17 and 18. We will allow everybody to get themselves organized and have their setups brought in so they can get everything all good to go. Should be a short set to get going here, as I don't think we have too much, but it'll be a couple of minutes, so we will be right back.
championship for Verstappen. Is Verstappen far enough back? He's going to make a lunge down the inside. Hamilton sees him coming. It's a late lunge from Verstappen, who takes the lead of the race. Of all the drama, of all the controversy, of all the magic moments in Formula One in 2021, it comes down to this. And in this moment, it looks like it's going to go the way of Max Verstappen. Whoppa! The others! Another one! But the championship can only be won by one, and it's going Dutch in 2021. Max Verstappen, for the first time ever, is champion of the world.
We are gonna be lights out and away we go. I always keep forgetting that we don't have a formation lap like we did last year, and we are away clean as we head into La Sauce for the first time. Obviously always a little sketchy as we try and get through that one as clean as we can, and it looks like so far we're doing okay. A couple of people having dropped a little further back, but nothing too crazy. As we can see, lots going smooth. A couple of people losing in a couple spots, but for the most part, and thankfully, all pointing forward. I don't think anyone's missing any front wings, which is even better. Oh, a little bit of a collision, and there goes, I believe that's AO, who gets a little twisted around. Unfortunately for them. So we do have a yellow, but no safety car, with the Red Devil leaving us away, already opening a 1 second gap on Knick Knack Paddywhack. So he is going to be preventing... Oh, we are good going. Okay, yeah, so the AO is back underway, but avoiding any DRS issues there as the Red Devil takes over completely. Already over almost... Actually, no, already over 1.5 seconds. As right behind him, we do have this grouping of three, very tight, all the way down to number P12 here. Very tight, as we can see Ryan McLean right in the rear diffuser of Knick Knack Paddywhack, heading down through turn 16 and 17 as he looks to the inside, both on hard tires. We do have 22 laps here. A little bit of contact, but they're able to keep it going with no issues. Oh, and unfortunately, that looks like a little bit of an issue for Gunnar as he kind of gets tied up in all of that. But he is underway. It doesn't look like we have too many problems there in regards to damage or anything like that as we head up En Rouge and Radillon. Radion? Sorry, onto the Camel Straight. As Red Devil has opened himself a very clean gap, with Brodsky making his way through. Knick Knack Paddywhack holding off as they're getting a little bumpy going through, as it looks like we have a yellow. Boogie has retired from the session. Gunnar giving a 5-second penalty. It looks like we have an incident Not sure what happened. Unfortunately, we did miss it, but that will be our first safety car. And if you're AO, that could not have come at a better time for you, as he is going to get out literally just ahead of the safety car. He will be able to catch back up to the field. He is going to be on brand new tires, and he will have very few problems there, as it looks like, unfortunately, we have lost our first one with Boogie being out of this one. The devil cursing himself a little bit, as unfortunately he will lose all of that wonderful time gained, as they will all now get caught back up to the safety car, and everyone will be all nice and close and snuggly. But it does look like he was the only one that was going to be on soft. So with 2 laps of the 22 done, very curious if he decides to, hey, I'm going to swing on in, because it does look he's trying to push as hard as he can. Hope to get in and hope that he can get onto some hard tires, most likely. So we're going to stick with this and see what ends up happening. He is going to stay out on those soft tires. As we are going to now get all bunched back up. Does look like we are going to have a few people hopping into the pits. Let's see what it is going to... So he's on hards, going on to mediums. No, that's someone further back going on to mediums. What's the Aston going on mediums there as well? So a few cars coming in to get those hards off and get onto some mediums. Does look like Gunnar is going to serve his 5-second time penalty as well, and get himself a new front wing. That'll take him a little bit of time, unfortunately, and he's going to lose a few positions. And Hayden Rogers actually is going to be the one to get the jump on the pit stop, as he is going to come back out ahead of everybody that went in. So expected strategies was going to be soft to medium or medium to hard. However, obviously things change as soon as you start throwing in those safety cars. Always cause problems. Fantastically so. Well, it already looks like everything has been solved in terms of what the collision was, and we are back underway and all friends, which is good. As we will have the safety car probably for at least one more lap, as AO has almost caught up to the back of the group, and we should be hopefully back going green by the end of this one. So, Let's see. So as you can see, some changes in positions throughout, and so we will have Red Devil, who will be taking the first safety car. He will be eventually becoming the safety car, but Nick Nack Paddywhack right behind him. Some good salt, having gotten himself up into P3. Giant Demon into P4, Brodsky in 5, Racer X in 6, Foxy in 7, Wolf Okami in 8, Ryan Autry in 9, Costa in 10, Ben Judah in 11, Hayden Rogers in 12, Ryan McLean in 13, Dude Chef 14, Wolfsburg Tuner 15, Gunnar 16, and Ale 17. Hoping we get to hear safety car in this lap, because goodness, they are long safety car laps around Spa. I always forget about that. It's like the NASCARs at Coda when they get a full course safety. Oof, it is a month and a half. Did that cast the other day. Ooh, and there we go. Yes, safety car will be in this lap. So with that, Red Devil is going to back it on up. Try and create as much space between him and the safety car as he can, as he will dictate now when, where, and how fast we're going. And for anybody hanging around, I appreciate you for stopping on in. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, fantastic evening, or fantastic morning, wherever you may be. This is one of the trickier race tracks to try and get a good sort of jump on the field, strictly because right before the start-finish line is your bus stop chicane. So it's all going to come down to when Red Devil decides to go. Because no one can pass to the start-finish line, but you have this massive heavy braking right away, and then you have to get on the throttle instantly. But it looks like we are back away clean as we head down to La Sauce. And Red Devil having to try and create as much of a space. Gunnar having made a position up, as has AO on Wolfsburg Tuner. Hayden Rogers getting a pass. Oh no! Oh, that's gonna be unfortunate for Ryan McLean. I didn't catch all of it. It does look like... Oh, and there's Ryan McLean having left the session as he is going to DNF. That will bring out a VSC. And Judah is missing that front wing as we are hopefully just sticking with the VSC with some gaps already created. An unfortunate full safety and virtual safety car in the first 5 laps of this race, but hopefully we will get back going on a little bit of a run of green laps. I like those ones more. They're much more fun. I don't think we've actually had a fastest lap yet. Alright, though, we are back green as we make our way just in time for everyone to slam on the brakes for the bus stop chicane here. Has closed everyone up just a little bit. We do have some good salt. He is starting to put some pressure on Nick Nack Paddywhack as Red Devil already out to a 1.3 second lead. Some good salt. He, if able to hold this kind of position, is going to get himself a fantastic ability to use DRS once that gets activated. I can talk today. Goodness. I believe Red Devil is on those soft still. Nick Nack Paddywhack on those hard. So the mediums, a little bit of energy, you're going to be able to push a little more as he does dive to the inside. So we've got these two going wheel to wheel. Some good salt goes a little wide on that corner coming out of, I believe that's turn 5, and drops back just a touch, losing some time, but still obviously within striking distance. I believe the Johnny Damon also on some hard tires. So some good salt's got himself a good position to kind of be in. Oh, and it looks like we have an issue with Hayden Rogers. What's going on? Hayden gets a, unfortunately, going a little sideways coming out of there. So it looks like, oh no, oh, front wing's still intact too, so that's great. You see some good salt now trying to make his way a little closer. That's Boogie has now left the session. Johnny Damon not one to let things go, as he's going to be very nice and close here, as trying to push. It's like Gunnar about to make, I was just going to say about to make a move on Costa, as they does. Do get by. Costa not giving up on this. It looks like he's going to try and make a look like he was going to try and make a move. The Red Devil posting in the fast lap of 1:46.296. Ooh, little squirrely there out of Gunnar. Gunnar sitting on 1:45.795, so that's fantastic. A big 3-second gap there, but we do have some good salt. I don't think DRS has been activated yet. These two are going to drag race. Oh, no, DRS has been activated. Some good salt going to get some, and he's going to fly past and take over P2. Brodsky and Racer X just behind them. You're gonna win via Reaper. Yes. Hello and welcome in. And Foxy here, as they are trying to bring it a little closer, trying to get up to Racer X. Wolf will caught me a little bit, about 2 seconds behind and under pressure of Gunnar, as Gunnar is trying to make a move as we head in. He is going to get past Wolf Okami, with Brian Autry lurking just behind as well. Costa getting a little out of shape, spins out, slams into the wall, loses that front tire, and is going to unfortunately DNF, as a VSC is going to come out. That will mitigate some of the fighting as we push on through. As it looks like actually Nick Nack Patrick head into pit lane. Red Devil having already gone into pits too. Very interesting. Ooh, almost found the wall there. Who cares with those hard tires? It seems like the time you'd want to be on those hard tires. But Johnny Damon going to get a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. This is going to be something very good for some good salt. And did Brodsky just... Oh, there goes the Johnny Damon. Oh, wow. I am not really sure what just happened there. But I just saw him go flying off the side. And that is going to bring out our second full safety car. No, I spun off the curb. Costa, I'm guessing? Costa, sorry. Costa, yeah. Perfect. That's unfortunate. I did see the slide last second. I just caught it. And unfortunately, yeah, that didn't look like it went well. But the Johnny Dame is going to be joining you, as he... Not sure if he spun or if someone spun him or what, but yeah, introduced himself to the wall very quickly there. Hayden, you better win. Yes. With some good salt now holding on to P1. As we go into our second full safety car here. Rather unfortunately for some good salts, as they did have a nice little gap there. But now unfortunately not going to have that same gap. But they have a little bit of a interesting, yeah, I was gonna say, are they gonna come in? So who's all coming in? Skrotsky, Racer X will not be coming in. Too much throttle coming onto the curb and a spun, yeah. It's the one thing I've noticed about these cars, a lot of these cars, there are a lot of curves in these, is they can cause some problems very quickly if you're not in the right spot. So it does look like the Red Devil is going to get himself back up in the front. Racer, actually, no, sorry, P3. As, okay, so some good salt's going to come out in P4, Red Devil P3, Wolfsburg Tuner in 2, and Racer X actually going to be holding on to P1. I guess also it's Costa. I don't know why I keep every once in a while saying Costa, but it's Costa. Should be, maybe. If I'm saying it wrong, please let me know. I try to get everyone's name correctly, but some of them are harder than you'd expect. It also depends on where they're from. But anyways, as we are back getting ready. I believe it's just, yeah, Ben Judah, who is the lone one further back. I appreciate it. I try to. I have as much as I can set up. I really wish more stuff was available to utilize for the races themselves via EA, but yeah, that's probably not going to happen. As unfortunate as it is, there's a lot of things I wish we could do via third-party applications and stuff, but with what EA gives, it's quite smooth, as good as it can get. So I appreciate that. But we'll definitely try and stick with the Qaliy as close as I can, as we are heading down through almost the end of lap 9, and hopefully back underway smooth and cleanly. I believe we'll have one more lap, and hopefully by the start of lap 10 we will be going back green, ideally. Alright, and as most of us know, Spa, one of the most recognized races on the calendar for F1. I know everyone is rather excited. I believe one of the largest gains to win was a couple years ago with Max Verstappen going from P14 to winning a race last time. Or here. One of the many, many races in a row he has won. I believe he has now won 9 races or more twice. Obviously with his loss today, because of his brake pad basically exploding. If you did not see that, hilariously entertaining. And thankfully, everyone was okay. Same with the Lewis engine failure and the George Russell spin out while flipping to the side, which was very odd. Not very often you see an F1 car do that. No major injuries, thankfully. So there we go. Safety car will be in this lap. Racer X going to become our more or less safety car. And we'll start to see some guys weaving and getting those tires nice and warm, as we obviously had a little bit of cooling down. But we do want to get some temperature in. As you can see, the I believe it's Wolf Kami in the Red Bull was weaving around back and forth. Here. And we are back underway green here. As Racer X, it looks like Brodsky is getting passed by Knick-Knack Paddywhack a little bit further back. I didn't mean to rhyme the rest of that. That was worked out. Wolfsburg Tuner holding on the Johnny Damon. Struggling with names today. I just saw pop back in the Red Devil in P3. It looks like he's going to try and make a move around Wolfsburg Tuner. Getting a little bit of a squeeze, but lots of space there. As he actually gets, doesn't get it there, as he had to slow up a little further. Brodsky looks like he has a little bit of an incident. Is still pointed on the track, just waiting for some space. It does get going again, so that's no issues really there. Wolfsburg Tuner, Knick-Knack Paddywhack getting past, as some good salt in him, having some good battles here, but he is able to hold on to that position as he gets by some good salt. Gunnar lurking in the background, trying to look to make a move. Foxy just behind them. Wolf Okami trying to reel them in as well, as Knick-Knack does get past Wolfsburg Tuner, as the Red Devil now trying to hunt down Racer X. I believe Racer X is going to need to pit. Wolfsburg Tuner getting passed by a few cars. As we can see, looks like Foxy going to slide on the inside. Wolf Okami, unfortunately, getting a little boxed in here. We'll stick with this. Oh, going to the outside. Ooh, that got a little close. Ooh, Foxy able to hold on a huge backing up, as they do make the pass past Wolfsburg Tuner, but so does Wolf Okami. Now, Wolf Okami going to have a little bit of a better exit there. So we're going to see what is Foxy able to do. Leaves lots of space. Fantastic, as we have 2 wide, basically 3 deep there. That was a little intense. As Hayden Rogers also able to get past Dude Chef, now trying to reel in AO as they head up to the Kemmel Straight, where obviously DRS is going to be a big thing. Wolfsburg able to get by. Wolf Okami now trying to make a move. As we... Is that 3 wide heading? It was. Oh, this is very, very close here. A little stress-inducing. Brian Audrey dropping back a couple of positions. Oh, getting a little close with the Alpine friends. Dude Chef there. As Racer X actually gets the 3-second time penalty, and that's going to be rather unfortunate. But we do have Foxy still holding on. Some good salt getting a 3-second time penalty as well. Not what you want to see. Ooh, it looks like... I believe that was the... yeah, I do believe that was Wolf Okami going a little wide. Foxy having created a little bit of space now, a little breathing room, so we're not too wide, 3 back, which is always good. Ooh, Hayden getting right up in the diffuser of Wolf Okami. As actually a Red Devil does get passed by Knick-Knack Paddywhack. Knick-Knack actually goes flying by, as it looks like a little bit of a driver swap here. And Racer X is going to try and do what they can to create some space, prevent the chance of Red Devil getting on by. Very interesting, but it does look like DRS is going to be enabled. Some good salt actually slips through, as does Gunnar, and Red Devil drops from P2 to P5 very quickly there. Oh, that looked like Racer X was doing a little drifting. on the curb there. Not what you want to do too often. Red Devil trying to now chase down Gunnar, as some good salt having popped back up into P2, though he does have that, or they do have that 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, track limits. Oh, Foxy putting in the effort. Looked a little squirrely out of Hayden, but Hayden is able to keep it on the track. Foxy getting by. Getting it down into turn 8. As Brodsky is able to get past Wolfberg Tuner. As now Gunnar trying to kind of do what they can. They're in a kind of an interesting spot because you've got to get past the good salt, or some good salt. You also got to keep Red Devil behind you. Not the easiest of tasks, as he has been flying today. Hayden right up on the rear wing of Foxy. Looking to make a move on the outside. Foxy kind of smartly closing off. Making that car very, very wide. As you can see, harvesting as much as they can as they come into the bus stop chicane. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Oh, but everybody gets through okay. And that will allow Hayden, and then Hayden will get DRS, as will Wolf Okami. I think Wolf Okami is actually going to get to the outside. Not sure if they're going to have enough. Oh, as they go very wide, they get a little trapped on that. Come back on. And Foxy's going to have a little bit of a gap, but now out of, unfortunately, DRS range, while having someone right behind them, with DRS coming up to the long section that no one likes to have to deal with. Having DRS or not having DRS, that Kimmel straight. As we'll see, but I think we'll be coming a little far back, as AO actually starting to make some moves after an earlier incident dropped them near to the back, or actually to the back. They are up into the points, so fantastic drive out of them so far. Looks like Wolfsburg Tuner having hopped into pit lane. A little squirrely Racer X. Hayden now right up on the rear diffuser there. Foxy having created over a 1-second gap, so DRS not going to come into effect here. Racer X is going to have... Oh no. It looks like we are going to have a safety car. Did not catch what happened, but Dude Chef, unfortunately, looks like that is going to be the end of their day. As we will have a third safety car. Yeah, people are going to be hopping into the pits real quick. Anyone who has not already pit, definitely going to go in. But at this point, if you've got some soft tires, this might be the time to do it. As some good salt now going to be holding on to E1. Interesting idea. On those old hard tires. So for some fun facts about Spa. So yeah, in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to score a maiden Grand Prix victory at Spa, since Schumacher did it in 1992. Fernando Alonso, in his very long and entertaining career, has never actually won here. Obviously, we saw what happened, I believe it was last year, where Lewis Hamilton decided that the front of, or that Fernando Alonso didn't exist and just turned straight into him, rather unfortunately. And we all know that it is one of, I think it's about 3 races. Yeah, one of 3 races that is considered the home race for Max Verstappen. I think he's the only driver that really gets that sort of idea. Because, yeah, he's got Spa, as he is Belgium. He also has the Netherlands, the race in the Netherlands, and the Austrian Grand Prix. All 3 of those considered a home race for Max Verstappen. Of current drivers, Lewis Hamilton has won 4 times here. However, he also has recorded 3 first-lap retirements. So it's a very up and down track for Lewis Hamilton. And the most famous corner, the one everyone knows, En Rouge and Redlon, features an elevation change of 35 meters from its lowest to highest points. It is also the longest track in the current F1 circuit, though has the smallest amount of spectator capacities of only 70,000 fans. It does also hold the 6 hours of Spa and the Spa 24 hours. And despite winning the first ever F1 race at Spa and winning it another 4 straight times, Jim Clark hated this track, oddly enough. Michael Schumacher is the only one to have won the World Championship by this race. He won his 7th and final title while here in 2004. 12 of the last 23 Belgian Grand Prix have been won by less than 5 seconds. The largest win came in 1963 when Jim Clark won by 474 seconds. A long time. Very long time. I believe, as we are all caught up, they should be going, hopefully, green by the end of this lap here. Hopefully we have no more safety cars, because I don't have many more fun facts than what I just said. So I'll have to search up some more about someone else. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, yes, so safety car will be in this lap, and we will be back underway with some good salt, holding on to a slim lead, obviously, as we just came out of a pit cycle. But he does have a 3-second time penalty, so in the next 6 laps, gonna have a lot of work to create a lot of space very quickly. We can also see Racer X and Brian Autry both having a 3-second time penalty as well. We are back underway green as we head into La Sauce. Very tricky corner in as of itself, and I'm not seeing any collisions, which is even better. No one's dropping suddenly, so we are good to go as we make it through that very, very famous corners of En Rouge and Radillon 2, 3, and 4. Hayden Rogers hunting mode right now as he is dumping, it looks like, some battery there as they make their way side by side into Les Combs, where Hayden is able to get up ahead. Wolf Kami getting passed by a Knick-Knack Paddywhack. Foxy holding on. Looks like a Wolf Kami having a little bit of an issue there as Goomer and Red Devil also get by. We see Foxy about a second back now of some good salt, and Knick-knack, paddywhack on the outside as we make our way. As the Red Devil also slips through. Gunnar now with his attempt. Doesn't look like he's going to make it. Wolf will come. He gets best by Racer X. Red Devil right in the rear wing of Knick-knack, paddywhack. As they head through Campus and Paul Frere. Brian Autry retired as well. Now it looks like we have a incident. Not sure. Oh, 2 cars. Brian Autry and who else is out? Oh, it looks like Foxy. No penalties given, so I unfortunately don't know what was the cause of that. It does look like Brian is now out. No safety car, no yellow flags, nothing. We're just going right on through. Unfortunately, we did miss whatever was the cause of that, and I don't even see any damage to the front wing in any capacity, so unsure what happened. Brodsky is going to be heading into pits. Are they getting... I'm confused on what's going on. Who is got damage as both Williams are heading in. Has any damage. Just getting onto some soft tires there. And also putting on some new tires. Or, oh no, it looks like... Yep, oh, interesting. Alright, well, back as we are underway. Hayden Rogers now trying to get themselves away from Knick-knack, paddywhack, but Knick-knack, paddywhack is almost inside the rear wing there. Getting up close and personal. As we almost go 3 wide through Les Venges. We have this very, very close fighting as Hayden's still holding on. Knick-knack, paddywhack right there. Red Devil also fighting with them. Some Good Salt and Gunnar close behind, but Some Good Salt obviously with that 3-second time penalty out on his own. As Gunnar does get by for now. Well, this is going to be very interesting as we head into... Oh, it looked like Knick-knack, paddywhack goes a little wide into the first part of the chicane, but is able to hold on. DRS now going to be enabled. Hayden Rogers is going to be basically praying as we are almost 3 wide going through La Sauce. See who's going to get DRS. It looks like pretty much everybody but Hayden Rogers. He is going to have to battery dump like mad as they make their way up to the Camel Straight here. Ooh, almost collected each other there. But Knick-knack obviously going to have DRS as he's going to go ripping past Hayden there, as Hayden will lose out on position. But he is able to fight off Some Good Salt, getting himself, unfortunately, another time penalty, and basically leave him out of the running for this one, at least in the top 5. We do have Red Devil now. He is trying to make a move on Hayden. Hayden losing a little bit of time to Knick-knack, paddywhack, which is unfortunate. It's definitely not the spot you want to be losing time. You can see as they are side by side. Heading through 12 and 13 and then heading over onto 14. Getting a little snuggly, nice and close. Almost clipped each other there. But are still going. It looks like Gunnar just kind of allowing them to fight the way out as much as they want and pick up pieces after they're done. Red Devil starting to reel it in, but Knick-knack, paddywhack having opened a more than a second lead, so he's not going to have to worry about DRS, which is great on this track, especially when he hits that Camel Straight. But I believe, no, both are on soft tires. Oh no, that doesn't look good. What's going on back here? Hayden Rogers and Gunnar look like they had a little bit of an issue there as Racer X slips on through, as does Some Good Salt. Not sure what happened fully, but a little bit of contact made. Not really what you're wanting. Hayden Rogers now having dropped back. Wolf Qaliy and AO starting to kind of creep in on the background here as he's starting to catch back up. Red Devil struggling to try and reel in Knick-knack, paddywhack as he is able to stay out of that DRS. However, at the same time, as Prudsky actually sets the fastest lap, 1:45.27. Flying lap. And he is in P10, so the extra point will count. As we can see, Gunnar here now right on the back of Racer X with Hayden right behind him. We'll stick here for a bit, as this is going to definitely be our closest race as we come through, or the closest gap as we start to come through. Lap 20, it looks like, oh, Hayden has himself a little bit of a spin, almost takes out Ayo in the background there. That is going to end that little fun time for Hayden, as he is now going to drop down to P7, but Gunnar now doing what they can, trying to reel in Racer X as we get closer and closer. 2 laps remaining. Let's see what Gunnar is going to be able to do. See, Racer X does have a time penalty, and so does Some Good Salt. I believe 6 seconds now for Some Good Salt. Downside being the problem on that being they need to start to catch up. Otherwise, that's going to cause a little bit of a problem. Trying to mitigate as much of that penalty time as they can. Some Good Salt just trying to try and get a 3-second gap ahead, but with DRS, these two kind of able to work together a little bit. Unfortunately, Gunnar not able to reel him in on the Camel Straight there. As we head on through down into turn 8. Red Devil, though, starting to get nice and close to Knick Knack Paddywhack. He's definitely within DRS, so this is going to be good. It's all going to come down to what happens on this last lap. If I'm Red Devil, you kind of got to make a choice. Do you try and get through now, or do you try and wait? As it looks like Hayden Rogers has a little bit of an incident coming out of turn 8. But is still moving, so we're all good there. But Red Devil, yeah, if you're kind of got to make that decision if you're going to try and push now and run the risk of getting passed on the Camel Straight with DRS, or if you try and make a pass before going through the start-finish line and just hope you can hold on coming out of the sauce, and then the rest of the lap. So let's see who gets the better exit. He does have DRS open. He does close the DRS, so it looks like he is not going to try and make a move there, but he's going to be looking to try and make a move on the Camel Straight. I'm not sure how much battery Knick Knack has saved up. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. As it is only 0.3 of a second of a gap. Should be pretty easy to close. DRS is open. Hayden Rogers has retired. They are side by side going into the combs. And Knick Knack Paddywhack actually is going to come out of all of that with the lead still. That is not what you want if you were Red Devil. You did need to kind of get by there. The rest of this have opportunities, but it's fairly narrow. It's going to be really hard to try and make a move for the rest of this lap. Your next real big opportunity is going to be coming into Liz Fanges here. If you're able to outbrake him, but I don't know if that's a smart move. Your only real other opportunity is going to be going through after you come out of Paul Ferrer. It's going to be coming up after this second right-hander. So this is the first one of Campus. This corner here, to turn 15, heading down into 16 and 17, down into the chicane. It's the only other time you're going to really have an opportunity when you have no DRS. It's going to be all gone, but he is harvesting. So he's not even going to be able to make, he's not even deploying. Both look like they are harvesting, actually. So it's going to be who gets the best exit out of this. Fortunately, it's going to be a drag race to the finish line. But it is going to be Knick-Knack Paddywhack taking the win over the Red Devil. Some good salt. Does finish in P3. Let's find out where they end up. They are going to drop down behind as Gunnar is going to actually end up P3. Some good salt in P4. AO in 5. Racer in 6. Wolf Okami going to cross the finish line in P7. Wolfsburg Tuner just making their way through. In P9. Brodsky in P10. Or P9, sorry. And Foxy is going to have a shot at points here still. At P10. Out of the bus stop there. And that will be P10 for Foxy. And then Ben Judah, our final driver, heading in and going to wrap us all up in P11. As they make their way through into the final chicane. And that will wrap us. Oh, a little laggy there. Not sure what's going on. But we are there and finished up now. That will be the Belgian Grand Prix around Spa-Francorchamps. Wolfsburg Tuner going to snag driver of the day. So once again, congratulations to our top 3. Knick-Knack Paddywhack, the Red Devil, and I totally just blanked. My fault there. Oh, goodness. Oh, Gunnar. Sorry. It's like, I should know this name. Yeah, so Knick-Knack Paddywhack, the Red Devil, and Gunnar there, all holding on to a podium position, enjoying a nice splash of champagne. Yeah, it will be champagne here. We are in, Belgium. So, all right, with a fantastic times. So Knick-Knack Paddywhack is going to take P1, Red Devil in P2, Gunnar in P3, some good salt in P4, AO in P5, Racer X in P6, Wolf Okami in 7, Wolfsburg Tuner in 8, Brodsky with the fastest lap in P9. Foxy is going to finish up our point scoring positions with P10, and then Ben Judah holding on to P11. Hayden Rogers, Brian Autry, Dude Chef, the Johnny Damon, Costa, Ryan McLean, Boogie, all unfortunately DNFing. But congratulations on fantastic racing by everybody there, as we will finish this guy on up. We'll throw this on over. We're going to head to our quick look at our schedule. So as you can see, we had Austria, Silverstone, and Belgium, and we will be heading to the Netherlands next on following weekend. Which weekend is that at? That's a little bit of a break for Easter, if I remember correctly. As we have Easter weekend coming up. Yes, so Easter weekend, our next race will be on the 7th. So not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, for anybody who is wanting to watch. So we'll be back then, and then you can see we head to Monza after that, then to Bahrain, Qatar, Japan, Miami, Coda, and Brazil. So fantastic time. So I once again, congratulations to Knick-Knack Paddywhack, to the Red Devil and Gunnar. Fantastic racing by everybody as well. Thank you all for coming by, and we will hopefully catch you in the Netherlands for the next one. Have yourselves a great rest of your night, day, morning, whatever it is that wherever you are, and we appreciate you coming on by. Have yourselves a good rest of your day, and we'll check